Music and the positive impacts it has on children with autism. So, music has been linked to improvements in communication and learning amongst children with autism. Research studies have highlighted how music therapy can be positively used to change behaviour in those with ASD. So, what is autism? Children with autism have an atypical neural development that can present itself in many different ways. And those with autism struggle with communication, understanding emotions, and they often get easily anxious, and it takes them longer to understand things. The population of autistic children has grown over the years, and research now suggests that at least one student in every class will suffer with autism. So music therapy is a growing field that's become popular in recent years, and children are able to communicate and speak through the music in a well-structured environment through it. This is important for children with autism as they like structure to keep everything the same in their daily routine. And through this therapy, they're able to non-verbally express themselves, and it can be used to address many social issues that children with autism suffer with. So it's important for teachers to understand the role that music can play for children with autism so that they are able to incorporate it into their classroom and help encourage communication with these children. Aspects of music therapy have begun to be used within special education schools to help children with autism and other disabilities. It's more common for children suffering with extreme autism to be placed in special education schools. However, some students will still be in mainstream schools, so it's important to encourage teachers to use music within mainstream schools as well as special education schools. Theories used in special education schools should be adapted to work in mainstream schools so that the classroom can become inclusive for everyone. So from previous placement, I have seen how music can be used within special education schools and the improvements that it can have on children. So now I'm going to interview a teacher from Pinewood School in Hertfordshire to see how music is used in their curriculum and the noticed impact it has on their students.
Hello, my name's Mary. I work at Pinewood School, which is a secondary school for children with learning disabilities.
How is music incorporated in the school curriculum?
So in years 7 to 9, music is taught as part of the curriculum on the primary school model. So the class teacher embeds it into her termly topic work. So it might be doing music from different countries in geography. We do a fairy tale topic, so they might study Peter and the Wolf by Prokofiev and listen to it and do some work on the characters. We also use rhythm a lot to learn and remember things. So if you were doing phonics, you might learn the sounds by clapping a rhythm to them. You might make up a little song. And if you're doing syllables, we always clap out a syllable and try to think of ways of making that into a beat for them. Nursery rhymes and songs are used a lot as well to demonstrate rhyme, and the repetition can help them to learn and remember things. Years 10 and 11, music's a discrete subject, so it's taught on rotation with other enrichment subjects such as art or drama and things like first aid and other life skills. We have a music teacher in school who teaches the years 10 and 11 when they're doing it as a discrete subject, but she also advises the lower school and she sometimes goes into class to help and to teach there as well. All our pupils have the opportunity to learn an instrument or to have singing lessons. At the moment, the instruments taught in school are guitar, drums or keyboard, but there are opportunities for other things if there's enough interest in it.
And how is music used specifically with autistic children?
So we use a lot of multisensory teaching in school, and music can become part of that. It aids communication, and sometimes the children can use instruments to express themselves and their emotions. We also quite often play quiet music in class, which aids calm. And it's also, if there's a noise in the background that's sort of relaxing and quiet, autistic children might be able to concentrate better. So when they're doing multisensory tasks, if there's something playing in the background, it just helps other distractions like other people talking or somebody coming into the room be sort of drowned out, if you like, and lets them focus properly. Sometimes music with a heavy beat is also used for children to help regulate their emotions because they like the steady pulse. And in the sensory room, we would use it quite a lot for relaxation. In general, when autistic children are listening to spoken language, there's a lot of continuous unnecessary transitions that go on within their brains, and they find it quite difficult. But we found that this can be eliminated if they are listening to music, or if you were to sing something to them or teach them a little song to remember something, they're more likely to be able to concentrate and understand. And that can happen in reverse. So some of our children find speaking very difficult and they're almost mute, but the same child might happily get up on stage and sing a song. So we've embedded lots of opportunities for performance and music within the school so that they can express themselves musically. We have regular talent shows. We have a carol concert at Christmas, and we try and give them that opportunity to perform if they want to.
What aspects could be incorporated into mainstream schools to help autistic children?
So having music playing in the background would be useful, and it's something that might aid all children anyway. It just sort of drowns out those other noises that you can get distracted by. I would probably also suggest it could be used across the curriculum in things like I was talking earlier about phonics and rhythm, that you can learn little rhymes to remember things, and if you sing it along, sometimes it's easier to remember. My French teacher used to do it when we were learning irregular verbs, and I can still sing those verbs to you if I wanted to. So I do think it's got a place in mainstream, not just special schools. Also, I think the opportunity to have singing or a musical instrument lesson is really good for autistic children, because as we said earlier, they can sometimes express themselves through music when they can't speak very well or find it hard to express their emotions just in everyday day-to-day settings. But having the opportunity to learn an instrument or to use their voice to sing gives them a different way of communicating. And again, some of the children that take part in my own children's mainstream school concerts are the ones that you wouldn't necessarily pick out in class as being the most outgoing, but on stage they take on a different persona and they're able to express themselves in that musical way. So I would say that overall music is a great inclusive tool to be used in the classroom. It can include those children who find it difficult to express themselves, and you can use it as part of your lesson just to aid concentration.
So that interview highlights the impact music can have on autistic children when it's used in the classroom. As Mary suggested, there are many simple steps that can be taken to introduce music into everyday learning. And in today's society, technology and music are easily available to the majority of teachers through phones and laptops and physical musical instruments. As studies have suggested, simply playing music in the background can induce calmness and focus amongst autistic children, and one-to-one music lessons may also help children to create a relationship with a specific teacher and be able to communicate non-verbally with that teacher. And it's been shown through research that the bond created between a music therapist and the student, in this case, is similar to that of a mother-infant bond. So they create a strong relationship and they're able to communicate with each other through playing musical instruments. And in one-to-one lessons given to students, the teacher can create a structured environment so that they feel calm and capable of communicating and participating in the activity. Again, as suggested, music can also be incorporated into other lessons, such as learning songs whilst learning literacy, so that you are able to take in the language through song. And even just having instruments in the back of the classroom that children are able to play with at a young age helps them independently investigate the instruments and their creative sides. So overall, it's shown to aid their communication, and it can be used to express their emotions, which is something, both things that they struggle with. And it's an important tool for all new teachers to know about, so that they are able to create an inclusive environment for everyone to learn in, and to be able to ensure that they gain a relationship with those children who may be struggling.